The FBI is investigating an alleged scheme to illegally fund Maine Senator Susan Collins' 2020 campaign. An unsealed search warrant alleges the former head of a Hawaii-based government contractor used a shell company to funnel $150,000 to a political action committee supporting the Republicans' successful re-election bid. The former CEO of that company, Martin Cow, is also accused of reimbursing family members tens of thousands for their donations to Collins' campaign. Campaign finance laws bar federal contractors from donating to elected officials. It is also illegal to make a donation in someone else's name. Senator Collins is not under investigation, and her campaign says she had no knowledge of anything alleged in the warrant. For more, let's bring in Bangor Daily News politics reporter Jessica Piper. Hi there, Jessica. Welcome. So what more can you tell us about this contractor and his ties to Senator Collins?
Yes, so Martin Cow was a donor to Senator Susan Collins' re-election campaign last year. He's a fairly prolific political donor and had donated to several other members of Congress of both parties in the last few years. The company that he is the CEO of, Martin Defense Group, also formerly called Navatech, has an office up here in Maine. They got a contract in 2019 for some work designing better hulls and propulsion systems for boats. Senator Collins had participated in a photo opportunity with Mr. Cow in 2019 when that contract was announced, but her staff has said that that is the only time that she met him.
Well, what does the search warrant tell us, Jessica, about what the FBI is interested in?
So the search warrant shows that federal agents are investigating Mr. Cow over two separate potential violations of campaign finance law. The first is a $150,000 contribution to a super PAC known as the 1820 PAC that was launched during the past election cycle to support Senator Collins. Super PACs are allowed to take contributions directly from businesses, but they're not supposed to take contributions from from government contractors like Navatech. And what the search warrant alleges is that Mr. Cow set up a shell company, essentially called the Society for Young Women Scientists and Engineers, which his wife was listed as the head of. And he had Navatech give $150,000 to that group. And then that group then gave $150,000 to the 1820 PAC, essentially as an attempt to circumvent the ban on political giving by federal contractors. The FBI
how did Collins... I'm sorry, go ahead, Jessica.
The FBI is clearly investigating Mr. Cow with respect to this. It's not clear whether they're investigating the 1820 PAC as well.
Well, how did Collins' fundraising hauls compare to her Democratic challenger, Sarah Gideon?
Senator Collins' fundraising was actually smaller than her Democratic challenger, Sarah Gideon. The race attracted a ton of money on both sides, more than $200 million in total, according to the Center for Responsive Politics. Senator Collins' campaign committee raised in total a bit over $30 million, while her Democratic challenger, Sarah Gideon, raised nearly $70 million, and then outside groups on both sides brought in another more than $100 million.
Interesting. Well, Jessica, I also want to ask you, in the Maine State House, a group of mostly Republican legislators was stripped of committee assignments Monday for refusing to wear masks in the Augusta Capitol building. A confrontation with a Maine Capitol police officer was caught on camera. Walk us through what we're seeing here, Jessica.
Yes, so Maine officially lifted its mask mandate on Monday. Governor Janet Mills has asked that people adhere to guidance from the U.S. CDC. So if you're not vaccinated, you're supposed to still wear a mask, but there's no real enforcement mechanism. The Maine legislature, which is controlled by Democrats, decided in a party line vote last week to continue to require lawmakers to wear masks, basically on the basis that they're not sure how many lawmakers are vaccinated. Yesterday, 7 conservative lawmakers filmed themselves entering the State House in Augusta without masks. It's not clear whether they have been vaccinated, but they were stopped by a security guard who asked them to put on masks, which they refused to do. They ended up basically walking by the security guard and went on with their legislative business.
Well, some lawmakers are criticizing their removal, calling it political. Why?
Well, the Speaker of the Maine House, Ryan Fector, who is a Democrat, removed the 7 of them from their committee assignments and said he's going to replace them with Democrats. So Republicans are obviously crying foul and saying that that was a power grab to replace Republicans with Democrats. From a standpoint of bills that will be voted on, all of this matters relatively little because legislative committees in Maine are finishing up their work this week, and there are only a couple of bills left to be voted on. But it's clearly symbolic to both sides, both in terms of the fight about masking and vaccines and about who has power on these committees.
All right, Jessica Piper for us. Jessica, thank you very much.
Thank you.